deleted all my social media, and honestly, it made my life better. But I still ended up going back, and I don't regret it. So last year I did a 75 hard, and in addition to my 75 hard, I wanted to challenge myself to delete social media for that duration. No Instagram, no TikTok, nothing. At first it felt super extreme, but I really wanted to see if I could remove it completely. Honestly, the first couple days were super rough. I noticed myself being super bored, twiddling with my fingers and not really knowing what to do with the extra time. But after about a week, I started to notice some changes. I felt like I had way more time in the day to do things that I wanted to do, like studying or reading or, going for a hike. And in addition to that, my focus got better. I was laser focused whenever I was studying. I was locked in at work. I was making sure that I was getting everything done that I needed to get done. Another thing, I wasn't constantly feeling the need to buy something. I wasn't constantly feeling the need to prove myself to anybody. I didn't feel the constant pull of comparing myself to others. I just felt a lot more peaceful and more quiet mentally. My sleep also improved. That may be a result of the 75 hard, but I feel like social media absolutely played a role in it because I am a person who typically used to doom scroll before bed, and consuming that much information and that much blue light right before bed, honestly, is not great for your sleep. But after the 75 hard ended, I had a problem. As you guys know, I'm a natural born creator. I love creating content. I love sharing my life and documenting my life and, giving my gift to the world. I also love staying connected with people, friends, family, people who I'm not able to see on a day-to-day basis. And that's when I realized that quitting social media completely just wasn't going to be that realistic for me. This was when I started to understand that the issue itself wasn't social media. It was more so how I was using it. I went from one extreme, using it all the time, to another extreme of cutting it out completely. And as we know with most things in life, things should be consumed in moderation, because using it all the time I already knew was not sustainable. But what I found out was that not using it at all was also not going to be sustainable. So I needed to find a middle ground. So what I did was I built a system, and a system that works for me. I break the system into a couple parts. The first part being time limits. I use screen time on my iPhone to physically limit the amount of time that I'm allowed to spend on the apps. And I know that this is something that's very difficult for a lot of people, especially if you don't have the level of discipline to not ignore your limit. But this is the solution that I have currently, and it's been working for me. Another thing which I think has been one of the biggest game changers is using no notifications. I've turned off all my notifications for Instagram, for TikTok, for any social media app. So that way I'm not bombarded with the notifications and always constantly wanting to click back into the app to see what's happening. This way I'm able to choose when I check and what I check. The third big pillar for me is scheduling content. As you guys know, I love being a content creator and I love sharing my videos and my photos with the world, but it's tough being on that algorithm and accidentally finding yourself in a scroll loop. So by scheduling my posts, I'm able to still grow and share my gifts, but not be tied to the app all day. So now I'm able to get the benefits of social media without it taking over my entire life. One thing I've been thinking about trying out also is getting a separate second phone to be able to separate all of my social aspects and all of my regular life admin stuff into two different boxes. That way my main phone stays distraction free and I don't really have to worry that much about doom scrolling. I don't know if this is genius or insane, but you guys let me know in the comments. So all in all, I don't think my goal is to quit social media anymore. I think my goal is for me to control it rather than letting it control me. If you've ever deleted social media or thought about deleting social media, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this. I'm really curious to see what everyone else's experience has been. If you guys have any other recommendations or strategies that you've used, please put them in the comments below. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.